I was definitely flabbergasted at that being the cliffhanger of the episode. I thought we would get to
Again, this
see that.
show is called The Book of Boba Fett.
Oh man. But that was something else. But honestly, I didn't want him to make a choice. Like I felt like it was a false choice. It's a false dichotomy. Like I think you can be a Mandalorian and a Jedi, and I think there's kind of hints that the Mandalorian who built the Darksaber was like that. And I think there's a reason why the Darksaber and that lore is coming into the show. I think they're adding it for a reason. I think it might be some foreshadowing on what's going to happen with Grogu down the line, and he might be that merger of those two cultures. And so, I think if I were Grogu in this situation, I wouldn't even choose. I would just walk away and say, I'm not making this choice. I'm not sealing my fate like this. And we know that his species is exceptionally wise. I want to ask Grogu. So he's coming on the show to answer the question, but the problem is he doesn't speak. So you just have to infer from his facial expressions.
So Grogu, thank you for joining us today on this episode. That's a couple of questions for you. Thank you for your time.
If you had to choose between a lightsaber and some Beskar chainmail, hypothetically, what would you pick?
Do you have any other outfits other than a potato sack? Just wondering, how's your wardrobe going?
I genuinely had that thought in this episode of like, they got to get Grogu a new costume. They got to get him a new
You know what he needs? A jumpsuit.
Definitely. It's definitely a good way to get some more merch out there. And you got to have some Grogu with lightsaber and Grogu and Mithril merch, but they might need to pay the Lord of the Rings people a little money for that one.
No wonder he's struggling to jump, and when Luke's like jump and he can't go because he can't put his freaking feet out and bend his knees in a sack.
We've literally never seen his feet.
The working
I was like, what?
The working title of this episode was Green Babies Can't Jump. I'm with you, Chris, just to bring us back on topic here. I'm with you. I think it's kind of a false choice as well. And I also agree that the bringing up Tar Vizsla, there's a reason for that. And I think there's a reason that Din knows that story now. And I feel like almost it might be interesting if, Luke says, all right, you picked the chainmail. Let's go find your dad. Let's go. And he shows up and he offers Grogu back to Mando, and Din says, well, what do you mean he can't be both? Why can't he be both? Let me tell you about this guy I heard of, Tar Vizsla. He was a Mandalorian and a Jedi. And oh, by the way, here's his weapon right here that I have here. But do you know anybody who could train me with this? And I think that would be really interesting. And it would be, Luke kind of having to, be reminded he may have saved the day in Return of the Jedi, but he doesn't know everything. And he's got to be open to other paths and other ideas. And so I kind of wonder if that's going to play into this at all going forward.